everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and as always, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And today I got a bunch of awesome just odds and ends to show you that I've recently picked up, so let's dive right in. And the first thing we're going to take a look at is something I grabbed from Five Below. I'm not sure how far out Five Below goes. I know we have them here like in the Delaware, Pennsylvania, Jersey, like tri-state area. I'm not sure how far down like south they go or how far out west they go. So if you guys have a store called Five Below out west or down south, let me know. I'm kind of curious how much they spread out over the United States. But for those of you who are unaware of what Five Below is, think of it like a dollar store, but everything is $5 or below, hence the name. But it's not your typical dollar store where it sells, you know, household items and just kind of like everyday stuff you need for cheap. This is like a trendy store for kids and like young teens. They have t-shirts with, you know, funny sayings on them and hats and all kinds of knickknacks and accessories and like gadgets and accessories for like electronics, you know, selfie sticks and toys and all kinds of stuff like that. They even carried DVDs and Blu-rays and video games for a while. In fact, I mean, they still do, but none of the Five Belows, at least in my area, have got anything new in a very long time, which is kind of my main problem with the Five Below stores. When they first showed up, I was like, this store is awesome. It's amazing. I love it. They were getting new stock in. Things are changing up all the time, always getting new cool things in. It seems like every time I go in now, it's the same stuff they've been selling for the past 3 years. It's like their stock like never changes anymore. So I'm not a big fan of the store as much as I used to be. I used to be in there like every at least like every 2 weeks, and then like maybe once like every month, and now I'm just like in there like every couple months. I might stop in if I have time. I don't really go much anymore. So unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the store anymore. But I knew that this store would have what I was looking for. I couldn't think of where else I would even get one of these. I was like, you know what? Five Below probably has them. And they did. And I reverted back to 1999 and got myself a lanyard. But not just any lanyard. Check that out. A Gremlins lanyard. So cool. We even got Gizmo there and like a card holder. Very, very cool. Now, why did I grab myself a lanyard? Why did I revert back to 1999 and grab myself a lanyard? Remember these things? Everybody had these, like in the turn of the century, like late 90s, early 2000s. Everybody had these with their keys hanging off them. I never had one, but I remember everybody else had one of these. So why did I grab one of these? This is because in 2 weeks from now, I'm going back to Blobfest in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I love Blobfest. It's just, I go every year. It's absolutely awesome. And this year I was lucky enough to once again get a press badge. Unfortunately, their press badges, and here's the one from last year, have a clip. That's how they clip on. What am I gonna do? Clip it onto my shirt, my hat? Last year I think I had my satchel with me. And I had it clipped on my satchel. That's fine and all, but I don't really like it there. It kept like moving around. It was just kind of annoying. I didn't really like it there. So I figured this year what I'm gonna do is attach it to a lanyard. This is my one from last year again, and as you can see, it's attached to a lanyard. I actually bought a few of these skull ones too, so I could display my old badges. This is the one I plan on using like every year. I'll put my press badge on here, and then when the show's over, I'll put it on one of these skull ones to hang it up. But I had to grab one of these to like use every year for press badges at Blobfest, because I'm not a big fan of clipping them on something. I much rather wear it, you know, around my neck. And, you know, and there I go. I got my press badge around my neck. So I much rather do that. So that's why I bought these. So very cool. Had to grab one of these. These were like $1 a piece, these skull ones. So I bought a bunch of those for, you know, using for future press badges when I want to display them. I had them displayed in my library here. But this one here I paid $4 for. But I'm okay with that because it's a cool, well, Gizmo one, yeah, but a cool Gremlins one that I'm just going to use every year to display my press badge when I'm at Blobfest. So that's awesome. Had to grab that. Again, I haven't been to Five Below in a while, but I knew they would have lanyards because this is the kind of stuff Five Below sells. You know, where else am I going to get a lanyard in year 2016? Five Below will have them. So very, very cool. Now I got something to display my press badge on. So now on to some goodies I grabbed from Goodwill. So first thing I'm going to show you here, these 5 items. These are probably going to seem like a no-brainer to you guys, but for whatever reason, just like light bulb went off of my head when I was at Goodwill, and I thought, I wonder if they have these. So I went to the front cash register, I looked into like the display case where all the jewelry was, and sure enough, what do I see? I see Mickey Mouse. I thought, they got them, and that is Disney pins, Disney trading pins. As you guys know, I like picking these up, but I don't really collect just random ones. I said this before, I think I just recently said this to you guys in a video. when I buy these, I only really try to buy them for pins that represent the trips I went on. Like, I usually get one for like the year I went there. Like, 2016, I have a 2016 one. If I go to the Flower Garden Festival, I have one for that year's Flower Garden Festival. I go to like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I have one for that year's Mickey Not So Scary Halloween Party. And again, things that represent the trip, not just random cool ones, because if I did that, I would buy every one they have, because there are, like, every year, like, 75% of the pins that come out I think are awesome and I want to grab. So I don't necessarily just grab everything. But they had these for $2 a piece, $1.97 a piece. So I ended up picking up 5. But I only grabbed 5 really for trading purposes. I ended up grabbing this Mickey Mouse one here, saluting the American flag star behind him. We have Pluto, a little triangle there. We have Dale. Look at that. Very cool. Do you guys know how to tell the difference between Chip and Dale? If you don't, you should figure it out. So we got Dale right there. Very cool. This one here, I'm actually giving to the wife. Miss Sickness is grabbing this one because when I showed her these, I'm like, hey, look what I got for really cheap. She's a big Disney nut too. She goes, oh my God, that one's so cute. I was like, well, I only paid $2 for it. If you like it, it's yours. So she's actually going to keep this one. She just said she doesn't know what she's going to do with it, but she likes it. So this is officially hers. I won't be trading this one to anybody. Then I also grabbed, this one's actually kind of cool too, but I'm not going to keep it. That is Minnie Mouse on a green star. I kind of like that one. It's neat, but again, I won't be keeping them. This one, on the other hand, I can't part with. I'm going to keep, and that is the Yeti. Look at that. That is so cool. I am a huge fan. You guys let me know out in California. I'm a huge fan of Everest, Expedition Everest. It's my favorite roller coaster in the world. It's the roller coaster in Animal Kingdom. I love it. Favorite roller coaster in Walt Disney World. Favorite roller coaster just ever. Period. Done. The end. I'm such a big fan. And this is the Yeti from the ride. Now, with that being said, do they use this Yeti out in Disneyland as well to represent the Disney on the Matterhorn? I'm not sure. I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been out to Disneyland before. So you guys let me know. In Disneyland, do they use this to represent? Do they use this to represent the Yeti on the Matterhorn? Like, do they have these plush toys in like a gift shop at Disneyland to represent the Yeti in the or on the Matterhorn? You guys let me know. I'm not sure. To me, this is the Yeti from Expedition Everest, because when you exit the ride, you exit to the gift shop, they have these. Now, of course, the Yeti looks nothing like that on the ride. The Yeti's all big and scary and huge and hair and fangs and kind of creepy looking, but they have these cute little plush ones. And that's the cute little plush one. I love it. So I'm a big fan of that ride. It's absolutely fantastic. My favorite roller coaster in the world. So you know what? I'm going to keep this one. I'm not parting with it. This is going to my pin collection. I just think it's really, really cool. I can't part with that one. But these other 3 here, the ones that are not keeping for me or for the wife, these I'm going to use for trade bait. And what I mean by that is these are trading pins. You are able to trade these. Now, I've never really traded with another collector before. I've never done that. But what you can also do is trade with cast members. And cast members are employees of Disney. For those of you who do not know that, you can trade with cast members. And every cast member will either have if they're working in like a store at the counter, they may have a board up with a bunch of pins on it. A lot of them carry around like these little like tote bags on their hips that they have pins on. Sometimes you can find like huge boards, like these big giant like boards just full of pins, and you can trade them. I can take any Disney pin and say, hey, I'd like to trade you this one for that one, and they have to do it. They have to trade you. So I think that's kind of fun, and I always like doing that. I did it last year, and it's pretty cool because I can take this $1.97 pin that I don't really want. I don't want to put in my collection. I can take this, look at somebody's board or like pins on their side, and go, that is a really cool pin. That is an awesome pin. I like that one. I'm going to trade you. So I can get a really cool pin that I really, really want and I think is really neat for this $1.97 pin that I don't want. So that's awesome. I love that. So I'm probably going to start looking when I go into back into Goodwill for now. I'm going to start looking through the jewelry counter and seeing if they have any Disney trading pins. And they do, especially for $2, because these are usually like $15-20 a piece. If they have them for that cheap, I'm gonna start picking these up and just using them as trade bait for pins that I might actually want, because I don't mind paying $2 for a pin. I just don't want to start collecting pins in the parks because they're so darn expensive. But for $2, I'll start picking these up and then trading with cast members. So that's awesome. Had to grab these. Like I said, it might seem like a no-brainer to you guys to look into the jewelry section for these, but I don't know why. For some reason, I had never thought about it before until just the other day when I was in there, and light bulb went off. I thought, I should look to see if they have any pins, and I didn't see any sticking up right in front, but I saw the Mickey Mouse backing sticking out, and I was like, they got them, and I dug through and found all of these. So very, very cool. And again, this is the only one I'm keeping, the Yeti, and this one here is going to my wife because she thought it was cute. And I agree, it is pretty cute, but don't really want it. So awesome, very cool. All right, so now on to some CDs I grabbed. These I grabbed for $1.97 a piece as well. We have Louis C.K. Hilarious. I love him, absolutely fantastic stand-up comedian. So I have no doubt this is going to just be a fantastic live performance from Louis C.K. Very much looking forward to listening to that. Then I got the Vines, Vision Valley. Vines, great band, big fan of them, so very cool. This is great. Dropkick Murphys. This is the Tessie single. So very awesome. Only has, 5 songs in it, so very cool. That is great. Love me some Dropkick, so definitely had to grab that. And then I was surprised I didn't have this. This is Cake, Comfort Eagle. I thought I pretty much had all the Cake albums. Apparently I don't. I was missing Comfort Eagle, which has some definitely fantastic songs on it. So definitely glad I got my hands on that. Glad I checked too, because I saw this and almost didn't grab it because I thought, oh yeah, I had that. I have all the Cake albums, and then I don't know, something went off my head and said, look, just double check. So I checked my list and I didn't have it. So got some Cake. So very cool. So some awesome CDs for $2 a piece. That's great. And then the one and only actual bit of cinema I picked up, this is the only thing I saw that I had any interest in, I'll explain that in a second, was The Trip to Bountiful, which I just reviewed for you guys in yesterday's video. Picked this up, thought it looked pretty interesting, a Questar release here. The artwork actually intrigued me. I thought, oh, what is this? I just like how the characters are dressed and everything. Read the synopsis, sounded interesting, got good reviews online, so picked it up, and I did watch it, and I did enjoy it, so this was cool. Definitely gotta grab this. Got it for 97 cents, so dirt cheap, very awesome. And the reason this was like the only thing I grabbed, and I was lucky enough to even find these CDs, is because I grabbed these all from my local Goodwill, which, as I mentioned, is closing. It is closing down to move to like 2 towns over, which sucks because this Goodwill is in my hometown, and it's super easy to get to. Obviously, it's like a couple blocks away. It's like a 2-minute drive away. I stop there all the time on the way home from work. On the way home, it's basically I get off the highway and I can make a left to go to my house or a right to go to Goodwill. I'll just make that right, stop at Goodwill really quick, do a little shopping, and then it's a 2-minute drive back to my home. So it's great. It's fantastic. It's so close, and I love it. Unfortunately, like I said, they're moving 2 towns away. It's not that it's out of the way to get there. It's just out of the way, like coming home from work and stuff like that. So if I go out there now, it's like a trip. It's now like, oh, I want to go to Goodwill. I got to go out there. Not, I'm just coming home from work. Why not stop in and see what they got, which kind of stinks. So it's going to be this nice, new, huge Goodwill. They're actually taking like the full space of an old grocery store. So it's going to be huge. It's big, giant store that I think opens up in like September. Really cool, but unfortunately next month, this store, my local store, is closing down, and as such, they said they're not putting anything new out. What's out is out, and anything new they get in, they're still taking in donations, but anything new they get in is going to the other store to get ready for that store to open, because they had to fill it with all new stuff, because it's such a huge store. So that is the downfall. So I probably won't be going into my local store for the next month or so, until... Actually, that's probably my last trip ever to my local store. Excuse me, I should have grabbed something to drink. This is probably my last trip to my local store because they're not going to be putting anything new out. So that's a shame. It is what it is. I will definitely miss my local store, but at least they're not closing down completely. They're just moving, so that's fine. But it is what it is. So anyway, luckily enough, I was able to find some cool stuff, some CDs, a VHS, and some awesome Disney pins here, which again I'm gonna start looking for more often. So that's really cool. So all right, guys, there you go. That is it. So like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a new video from me every single day, hit that subscribe button and you're going to get one. And also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, hoodie, tank top, button, kids gear, hats, all kinds of cool Cinema Sickness gear, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself some of that. And finally, if you want to support new content and just show your thanks and appreciation for these daily videos, head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness where every tiny little bit helps and is very much greatly appreciated. So again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.